Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are joined by a really, really exciting project. In my opinion, one of the most exciting early stage DePIN projects. We're talking, of course, about Rovr, and we are joined today by Guang, who is CEO and co-founder of Rovr. Guang, welcome onto the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Awesome, and thank you for being here. So a great place to start, Guang. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got into Rovr?
Okay. To put it simply, Rovr is a DePIN project that depends on contributors or miners who use hardware designed by Rovr or third-party manufacturers to collect the data from the public roads and earn tokens rewards. So it's as simple as that. The data collected by our contributors include high-precision 2D images and 3D point cloud data and more. Once the user device performed the edge processing and anonymization and the compression, the data is transmitted to the nearby node on Rovr's decentralized storage network. On the demand side, third-party companies purchase and use this data to create products such as the high-definition maps, synthetic 3D data, and the real-world 3D data sets for spatial AI training. So that is Rovr, yeah.
Perfect. A lot to unpack there. So to summarize, the data collected by the Rovr devices, it is 3D data. It's data that can be used to build 3D maps. And it's also, as you put it, data that can actually be used to train AI models. So we'll come on to that in a minute. But the first thing I would say is there are devices, right, that you put on top of a car in a similar way, if we're being honest, to Hive Mapper. So it's easy to mistake Rovr for a mapping project, but it's not a mapping project. So could you give a quick overview of Rovr and what the vision of Rovr is?
Yeah, that's a very good question. As I mentioned, Rovr is the DePIN project that actually a platform that focuses on data collection and on OpenStreet, especially the large-scale 3D data. And so the mapping is just one of our key tasks. But to elaborate on Rovr's mapping, Rovr indeed has the map product, but Rovr's map is significantly different from the existing maps, especially those in the Web3 mapping space. Generally speaking, Rovr's maps are high-definition maps or HD maps, a type of detailed 3D information database made for machines rather than humans. So as you know, only a few Web 2 companies have the capabilities to provide this type of map. And on the other hand, HD maps are essential for autonomous driving and advanced driver assistance systems or ADAS. So they are a must-have components. So providing the centimeter level precision in spatial data and allows machines to navigate accurately and running safely. But traditionally, the cost of creating HD maps is very high. Limited HD maps for specific areas can cost the OEM over $100 per car per year. So Rovr aims to address these challenges by providing affordable HD maps that are widely accessible and beneficial for autonomous driving and ADAS industry. But on the high level, HD map is just one specialized application of 3D spatial AI. Rovr's mission extends beyond HD maps, so gathering data that can be used to train AI systems in 3D spatial environments. Okay, that kind of 3D data is currently scarce across the internet. In the long term, Rovr aims to lead in the generating the high quality 3D spatial data at scale. And this data will be invaluable for 3D spatial AI, which will be massively adopted across the fields like the VR, AR, autonomous driving, and robotics. Okay. In terms of vision, the vision of Rovr is to play the fundamental role in the driving the growth of 3D AI. So that's the vision in our head.
Okay, I love it. I love the way that you put it. The data your collection is not for human consumption, but it's for machine consumption. So as you mentioned, there's a lack of data on the market for high quality definition maps and also 3D models on which, or 3D data to train AI models. And so perhaps you could expand on that a bit more. Who is the target customer? What industries are you focusing on? And what is the problem that you're solving?
Yeah, in short, our target customer is the car manufacturer or OEMs. We call it OEMs, and their tier one suppliers and some relevant AI companies. And we focus on the automotive industry. In the next decade, one of the biggest technological advancement in human history might take place in the automotive industry. In the past, cars and vehicles were independent entities, but in the future, we believe all cars will connected into one large network, and the cars will become smarter, safer, allowing them to reach their destinations more efficiently and safely. So achieving this will require a lot of work. The most crucial factor will be the progress of AI technology, especially in spatial AI based on 3D things. Okay, because over 90% of the information in this world is 3D. Okay, however, there's a clear concern here. Spatial AI requires a vast amount of real 3D data for training, yet in the real world, it's difficult to find such 3D data. Whether in its OEMs or AI companies, collecting such 3D data on their own is extremely expensive. Okay, therefore, the lack of 3D training data has greatly hindered the progress of 3D spatial AI technologies. And now the Rovr aims to use DePIN and Web3 to solve this big and the important problem.
Absolutely. Another big problem for DePIN to solve. And so to summarize that, in order to get to the point where we have autonomous driving vehicles, we need AI models to be made. Those AI models require high quality data to train the models, and that data is lacking at the moment. So that's what you guys will be providing to the car manufacturers and other client sets. So what solutions are out there at the moment, and why is Rovr going to be better than those solutions?
Yeah, in reality, the current method for collecting 3D data are really clunky. Okay, there are two approaches. One, using highly professional and expensive equipment. And two, traditional crowdsourcing with onboard cameras and dashcams. So highly professional collecting equipment can be extremely expensive. And they usually equipped with the over 100,000 the Rico or Valida LiDAR and 330 cameras like Ladybug, which will cost tens of thousands of dollars. I don't even want to mention the computing platform, power subsystems, and storage equipment. Okay, altogether, this setup easily reach 200,000 to 300,000 US dollars for each car. So, and that is not all. You also need to have the professional personnel for installation and operation, that data collection. Okay, you know. So the second approach, however, crowdsourcing, appears more promising, but also present its own complications. Whether it's companies like Uber or ADAS equipped vehicles, they utilize the vehicle's onboard cameras to collect the data on the large scale. However, this raises questions about the data ownership. For example, if I was the Uber driver and I have the dash cams installed, do I benefit from the data collected? Or if I bought a car with the ADAS system and the car manufacturer collected data and using my camera of my car, do I see any benefit? But that's not all. Crowdsourcing's biggest limitation is that the tribal nature of the data collection. The Tesla user base, for example, is concentrated in specific regions. So if I want to collect data from the city in South America or Africa, there might not be enough Tesla vehicles there. So, but in contrast, Rovr addressed these issues by combining the advantages of both professional approach and the crowdsourcing approach, while avoiding their drawbacks. Rovr provides equipment with the performance close to professional devices, while our precision may not match that $300,000 setup. And our extensive and large-scale network of devices will compensate for this discrepancy. So Rovr also bypass crowdsourcing problems by achieving a more uniform distribution of devices and enabling the free flow of the values through the DePIN model. So this makes Rovr the best solution for the 3D data collection.
Brilliant. And so we've talked about what it is you guys are doing in the vision. Could you, Guang, give us a bit of information about the progress to date?
Yes, we have made tremendous progress. Okay, far beyond what we imagined for small team like us. Our entire system launched on September 2nd, so it's only been a little over 2 months. Yet we already have over 1,500 users.
Wow.
And in fact, we already sold 3,500 hardware units, with 2,000 already shipped around the world.
Amazing.
And yeah, and another 1,500 reserved with the deposits. Additionally, our contributors have collected nearly 2 million kilometers of the raw data, and which is truly remarkable. And,
Wow.
yeah, to be clear, all of our data is authentic, as our device must operate using the RDK networks, and consequently, our RDK service provider GeoNet has matching user gross data and further verifying our progress.
So you're working with GeoNet as your RTK partner?
Yes. Every device must use the RDK, and right now GeoNet is our solely RDK service provider.
And that's for geolocation, for pinpoint accuracy, knowing where the device is on the road at any time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But
so the RDK is essential. It's for the HD map and for the 3D data site for training. So from the data perspective, we've already secured some letters of intent, the LOIs, from our data customers. We have received a specific request from certain clients, such as the focus validation data for the specific cities. And overall, the entire project is progressing very, very rapidly, and which has made us extremely busy and short-handed. Yeah.
100%. Great to hear you have some letters of intent from potential customers. Are you allowed to say who, or is that a secret for now?
Oh, sorry. Maybe my CEO don't allow me say their name, but I will. Yeah, maybe we will make some announcement. Yeah.
Okay.
To tell the public who is our data customers. Yeah.
Awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so really quite some good progress in a short amount of time. And I'd love to talk about the devices, because you have one device out now already, and you have a new LiDAR-based device coming out at some point early next year. Could you tell us a little bit about the Tarantula X and the Light Cone, the two devices?
Yeah, this is a great question, and many people have asked me about the difference between these two devices. Actually, the biggest difference is the price. The Tarantula X or TX is priced at $149, while the Light Cone or LC is currently priced at $4,299. And of course, aside from the price, the main difference lies in their intended to use. The TX is actually a highly customized RDK receiver, primarily used to assist smartphones in high precision positioning, achieving accuracy within 2 centimeters. Users still rely on their smartphone's cameras for data collection, and the data collected in 2-dimensional. Therefore, some data processing is needed to convert into 3-dimensional data, which we refer to as synthetic 3D data. This data is indeed very helpful in HD maps and spatial AI training, especially after being corrected by the TX to become high precision synthetic 3D data. But generally speaking, synthetic 3D data is not a real 3D data, and sometimes it will cause some problems of the output of the AI training. So on the other hand, the LC's purpose is more direct. It comes to equipped with the LiDAR, which, as you know, is inherently 3D equipment. The data is output is raw, and extremely high precision and accuracy 3D data, and this data can be used as ground truth in HD maps and spatial AI training. And this type of data is currently extremely scarce in the market and have vast application potential.
Yeah. Okay, so it's really the LiDAR component that sets the new device apart, that makes it more expensive, but also makes the data quality higher.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, perfect, got it. And so there's two options to choose from. Our users listening, if they want to get involved with the project, how can they get involved and take part?
Yeah, actually, there are several ways to get involved in the Rovr project, and the easiest way, of course, is to follow us on Twitter and join our community, the Discord community. From time to time, we hold activities like airdrops and giveaways of hardware devices. But these opportunities are rare, so we still recommend that users purchase some of our hardware. The TX device is not expensive, priced as just 150, and we will still reward users with points for now. But we plan to launch the TGE soon, so after which users can receive Rovr tokens through points airdrops. So as for the professional hardware device LC, we plan to release in Q1 next year. And of course, because LC is more expensive, the token rewards for it will be much higher than the TX. And yeah, we also plan for the Rovr nodes, staking and the virtual land trading and more. But these are part of our roadmap for the second half of next year.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And moving on to the final question I ask every founder that comes onto the podcast. So, Guang, you've done a lot in your career. For people that don't know, you were also founder of the Pisces company, the producer of the helium hotspots. At Future Networks, we actually have a load of Pisces hardware as well. So I didn't realize that our paths have already crossed in the past. And so, given your experience both in Web 2 and in Web 3, what are the differences between running a Web 2 and a Web 3 business? And what are your learnings so far from running a DePIN?
Yeah, actually, I have worked in the Web 2 industry for over 20 years. And I'm relatively new to Web 3, just about 4 years of experience. One of the most intuitive impression I have is that Web 3 is the most international field I encountered. The people here are very friendly and most genuine. Okay, I used to work in the communication industry, where every country strictly control its communication networks, and I used to help other to build base stations or lay fiber optic cables, which were highly centralized network. So later, I work in the internet industry, which is also highly regulated. So even network storage and computing were highly centralized. So Web 3 is the first time has the real decentralization and return the data and the value to the ordinary users. People are slowly realizing its value. Yeah. Okay. So so the value of Web 3 as well. So it's an exciting era. So as for the operating the DePIN project, we believe that I believe that our past experience gives us a natural advantage, and with the extensive, the low-cost hardware manufacturing, as you mentioned, I co-founded the Pisces miner, and the network system building. So, however, I firmly believe that whether it's Web 3 or DePIN, the transparency and the sincerity are the key to winning over users. So, and this is what I have learned from running the DePIN project. Yeah.
Amazing. It's actually a slightly different answer to some ones that I've had before. I love the fact that you refer to the crypto space as being international and friendly. I think that's a great way to describe it. And final question, Guang. Again, I ask everybody this: why DePIN for Rovr?
Because I have experience in Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. So I have seen enough to believe that what Rovr is doing is perfectly suited for the DePIN space. DePIN is essential, tailor-made for Rovr, I think. Traditionally, the 3D data collection is extremely costly and using Web 2 methods almost never generates any profit. Moreover, the token economic model used in DePIN can incentivize Rovr users to engage in large-scale data collection while allowing the free flow of the value, which is something traditionally crowdsourcing companies cannot achieve. Lastly, we believe Rovr can create a parallelized 3D spatial temporal system, fully mirroring the real world and generating the high valuable applications. So this is our ambitious goal.
Amazing. And yeah, Guang, I would say that we are very excited to watch the progress of Rovr. I know at Future Networks, we're very excited about getting some hardware as well and getting that deployed. I think that it's a super interesting project with a bright future. And I'm sure this is not the last time that we will have you on the podcast. So thank you for coming on today. Thank you for your time. And until we do the next one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.